Hello and welcome. This is the fourth part of the 15th anniversary bundle, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Keralal class. So we'll be looking at the Vanity shields available from the Dilithium store during certain events of the year, and also the one from the Zen store. As always, there's chapters in the description down below, and as this is based off of the Gagarin, I've also pinned the Gagarin video that I did recently. So you can look at the visuals on another skin for this ship. Also in the description, as I say, I've got several other links there that I'll cover off at the end of the video, but if you could take a moment and just have a look at the GoFundMe page for CasualSab, the explanation's in there, and if you can help them out, it would be much appreciated. So, all that out of the way, let's crack on to the video. First up, we are looking at the Alliance Vanity Shield. So this comes as part of the Khitomer Alliance bundle with a uniform and an upgrade in the Zen store. And this is currently the only shield that you're able to buy in the Zen store. For the shield itself, we've got a white hull material with some grey shading, and we can see the gold shading there as well. We have this hexagon patterned cyan deflector array. And we have the cyan lighting there on the nacelles. And then we have the red through orange, yellow and white and back again there for the impulse engines. So look down, we can see more of that grey and gold shading there, some more of the cyan lighting there at the rear and on top of the nacelles there. And touch more of the cyan lighting there on the underside with more of the grey shading and some of this additional red striping there as well. Moving on to the Dilithium store now. This is a Safe Galaxy Refit Vanity Shield. So this two-tone grey hull material with this pattern effect, very similar to an urban camouflage. It is supposed to give your vessel the look of the Confederation vessels in Season 2 of Picard. That golden deflector array there. See some of the lighter grey shading there on the bay doors. Same there at the end of the nacelles. Got the gold there for the nacelle itself and for the impulse engines. A touch of the lighter grey there for the rear bay door. And more of that yellow and gold lighting here at the rear. And touch more of the lighter grey there on the underside, along with that patterned hull material. Here we have one of the more popular shields in the game. This is the Baul Vanity Shield. So we've got this almost black hull material, which makes the red lines stand out really nicely on this shield. Touch of the cyan lighting there at the front. The two-circle pattern effect there on the deflector. And we have the cyan lighting there for the nacelles. And my favourite effect for the impulse engines, that lovely red. And as we swoop over the top there, we can see that X pattern design in the hull material. Some more of that cyan lighting there on the nacelles and some white lighting here at the rear. Then the underside, again, those red lines just standing out nicely against that hull material. More of that etched pattern within the material itself, and a touch more of the cyan lighting there also. Next up is the Borg Vanity Shield, which really should be renamed to the Liberated Borg Vanity Shield, as it's designed to give your vessel the look of liberated Borg vessels and not assimilated ones. So we have a grey hull material with a pattern effect made up of various shapes and sizes of hull plating. We see just here with this black conduit material with this orange and gold lighting effect to it. So that's designed to give the appearance of missing hull plates on the hull itself. And this blue patterned deflector array. Then we have the blue effect there on the nacelles that taper off. The blue there for the impulse engines. Some more of that conduit material there on the pylons. And with some more of the blue lighting there on the nacelles here at the rear. And then the conduit material there with blue lighting. More of that conduit effect there in the lower parts of the pylons, and more of the blue lighting there as well. Next up is the Courier Raider Vanity Shield. So this is quite an old shield in the game, not to be confused with the new green Courier Raider shield. So look at this light grey hull material, it's almost like brushed steel. Some black shading here at the front, and there in the bridge module. This white deflector array. And we have very bright white there for the nacelle colouring. Same there for the impulse engines, and the black again there for the rear shuttle bay. See, it does get quite bright as the light hits it. It's got that metal finish as the light shines off it. Now got more of the white lighting here at the rear. Some more touches of the black there at the front of the nacelles. The underside, some more of the black shading, and a touch more of the white lighting there as well. Here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield. So this is one of the shields in the game that has two different visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. So for Federation aligned characters, you get the look of Starfleet vessels in Season 1 of Discovery. So with this two-tone grey patterned hull material, I have this blue and white pattern here in the bridge module. Then with the white deflector there that's greyed out in the centre with these blue spokes all the way around it. Then we've got the blue there for the nacelles. A red honeycomb pattern there for the impulse engines. And we've got some more of that white and blue lighting effect there at the rear. You can see the different shades to the hull material and the pattern effect there. And with the same here on the underside. And here we have the Discovery Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So I've got this brown patterned hull material. You see a bit of green illumination just here at the front of the saucer. We have this orange, yellow and white patterned deflector array. Then we have the stretched elliptical pattern there on the nacelles with the orange, yellow and white. Then we have the yellow patterned impulse engines and a touch of green illumination there just above the shuttle bay. Let's look down, you see the full extent of that pattern in the hull material. We have some of the yellow illumination there on the nacelles, some of this white and red pattern effect here at the rear of the ship. And then more of that patterned hull material on the underside. This is the Discovery Refit Vanity Shield. So we've got the darker grey hull material compared to the Discovery Vanity Shield itself. And again, it's two-tone with the shades of grey. We've got a different pattern there for the deflector, again, still with the blue and white there. Got a lighter blue and white there for the nacelle colouring. The red stripe pattern there for the impulse engines. And as we look down, again we've got more of that blue and white lighting there on the nacelles and again at the back of the ship. And the same here on the underside with the two-tone darker grey material and that white with the blue line effect there. Next up is the Emerald Chain Vanity Shield. So we've got the brown hull material with the pattern effect on it there. And we've got the white and grey there with that pattern effect, almost like a sun with the rays coming out of it there for the deflector. With the greyish white there for the nacelle colour, same there for the impulse engines. And the same lighting effect there on top of the nacelles and at the rear of the ship there. Then we've got a bit more of a pattern effect here on the pylons with the hull material. Same here coming down the centre and more of that greyish white lighting effect there as well. Next up we are looking at the Emperor's Vanity Shield. So we've got this grey hull material with some purple shading there. You might be able to make out the blue dot illumination that's throughout the hull material, and we'll certainly have a look at that in a bit more detail in a moment. And we have this orange pattern deflector array there. As I slowly move around, you can see more of that blue dot illumination there, almost like a star field going throughout the hull material. We have the very deep yellow and white there for the nacelles. The cyan there for the impulse engines with a bit more orange lighting just above the rear shuttle bay. Then as we look down, again more of that orange lighting there on the nacelles at the rear of the ship. Some more of the purple shading there and some more of that blue dot illumination effect. And the same here on the underside. Next up we have the Ferengi Vanity Shield, and this is what happens when you leave your starship in the care of the Ferengi at space dock. So we've got the orange patterned hull material there, very reminiscent of the Ferengi vessels we've seen in the TV show. Got some gold shading and some grey shading as well, and also this rivet effect on the hull also. The grey there for the front bays, the yellow lighting there, then with this deep yellow patterned effect for the deflector with a grey surround. And we've got quite a light yellow there for the nacelle colour, with the deeper yellow for the impulse engines there, and the grey on the rear bay. So down we can get a better view of that rivet effect throughout the hull material. More of the yellow lighting and touches of grey there at the rear and on the nacelles. And more of the same there on the underside. Here we have the Hur'q Vanity Shield. So we've got this green hull material with this purple shading as well, and with this black shading giving this textured pattern effect, and some illuminated green material here as well. And with the patterned green deflector array, there's more of that illuminated green material round the outer edge of the saucer. Then we have green there for the nacelle colouring, same there for the impulse engines. More of that illuminated green material there on the pylons. Then as I look down, again more of the green lighting there in the nacelles and at the back of the ship, plus more of this illuminated green material. Then the same here on the underside. Then we've got more of that textured pattern effect there going around the outer part of the saucer. Same here on the inner part. Touch there on the pylons and more of that illuminated green material there as well. Here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield. So like the Discovery one, this does have two separate visual appearances depending on your faction alignment. If I'm honest, I'd rather just split the shields from 2 to 4, and that way you could apply either or regardless of what faction you're on, but a man can dream. So for the hull material itself, we have this grey patterned material, a touch of very light gold there on the top of the bridge module. We've got this blue deflector, so it's very reminiscent of the Enterprise from the reboot films. And with the light blue and white there for the nacelles. Then that orange patterned effect there for the impulse engines. And a touch of the white and blue lighting there at the rear. And with the same here on the underside. Here we have the Kelvin Divergence Vanity Shield on a Klingon aligned character. So we've got several different shades of green for the hull material, along with some grey shading as well, and this red and white illumination here at the front. This lovely red patterned deflector array. Then we have a blue honeycomb pattern there on the nacelles. And a red honeycomb pattern there on the impulse engines, and more of that red and white illumination there just above the shuttle bay. Yeah, red deflector pattern there on the cells. And then the various shades of green make up the hull material pattern. The same here on the underside. Here we have the Prodigy Vanity Shield. It's fast becoming one of my favourite visuals in the game, if I'm brutally honest. Can't stand the show, but the shield looks really nice. So we've got this nice grey hull material. It's very vibrant orange, yellow and white deflector there. The nice blue there for the nacelle colouring. And the red striped effect there on the impulse engines. Then we have some of that orange lighting there on the nacelles and the blue and white there at the back of the ship. Touch more of that orange lighting there on the underside and a bit of a pattern effect there on the nacelles, and then just the grey patterned hull material. Next up is another popular shield in the game. This is the Section 31 Vanity Shield. We have quite a few different shades there for the hull material itself. You see this square pattern going round the outer part of the front saucer there. Then we have the cyan pattern deflector array there. Very vibrant nacelles. And then the red impulse engines with the honeycomb pattern on them. And with that cyan lighting there on top of the nacelles, again with that square pattern in the material. Again, you can see the different shades there for the hull material, and some more of the cyan lighting there on the rear. Again, more of the pattern effect within the hull material. Then we've got some stripe material here on the pylons, a touch more there of the cyan lighting. So this is the Shrike Vanity Shield. So we've got this reddish orange hull material with some grey shading and burgundy shading there. Then we've got a lovely yellow and red target for your enemies to aim at for your deflector array. We have orange there for the nacelle colour. Then that yellow and red pattern effect there for the impulse engines, and grey there on the shuttle bay. And we'll look down, we've got more of that yellow and red lighting effect there. Touch more of the grey shading also. Then with the same here for the underside. This is the Tzenkethi Vanity Shield, and it's quite a busy shield, this one. So we have this green, grey, black, and then this lighted panel material with the carved pattern within the hull. And we can see here, got some pulsating light effects there. And this pattern effect there on the bay doors at the front. Then with that warm orange deflector array. quite a lot more of that lit panel material with a lot of the pulsating lights on it around the saucer. Then we have the white there for the nacelles and the impulse engines. More of that pattern design for the rear bay, and a lot more of that pulsating light effect as well. Then we've got that yellow and orange lighting effect there at the rear. Some more of the black shading also. And the same here for the underside. And the last shield currently available in the Dilithium store is the Zhat Vash Vanity shield. So I've got this olive green and sandy brown hull material. At the front here we've got some touches of grey shading and some green illumination. We've got this lovely illuminated green patterned deflector array. Some very bright green nacelles there. Then we have the red stripe pattern there for the impulse engines. Some more green illumination just above the grey shuttle bay doors. And we've got some more of that green lighting effect there, top of the nacelles, and some red there at the back of the ship. And as I usually say, this colour and pattern always puts me in mind of an army camouflage. So on the underside there, we'll touch more of the grey shading and some more of the green illumination. And that concludes the look at the Keralal class. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all very, very much for watching. It's always appreciated to get likes and any subs. It does help the channel out greatly. As I alluded to at the beginning, in the description I have my Real Merch affiliate link, which will give you 5% off your next order. Unfortunately, it is a one-time only use code now. It's the same for other content creators as well. So if you've used those codes before and you're looking for one, feel free to try mine. I've also got links there to the STO wiki and the main Star Trek Online news blog. I've got my social media there, so my X and Blue Sky links are there also. And for other content, I've got CasualSab, Nick NB and MC Stu. I've got their YouTube and Twitch channels linked there. Great bunch of guys, very knowledgeable, very friendly. Check out their channels if you haven't already. There's news videos, builds, reviews, Q&As, live streams. Oh, extremely entertaining. But as always, until the next video or the next live stream, thanks very much for watching.